Hey guys, it's me, Kisong with Kingsong Sneakers. I'm gonna unbox something that I purchased from StockX. This is a package that came in. But first, I just want to say that it's my day off, and I've had a little bit to drink. So probably not gonna spend a whole lot of time editing this video. And then second, I just want to point out how cool this blanket is. My mom made it for my daughter. It is a quilt with a cool pug pattern on it. If you can't already tell, there's a bunch of different like pugs doing things. I think it's super cool. Or like bulldogs, I guess, but I had a pug, so that's just what I see when I see all these dogs. I see my pug. So anyway, here's some shoes. I'm gonna cut into them, and as I'm doing that, I'm gonna talk a little bit about just sort of the sneaker community. And what I'm noticing is that people aren't really talking about regular sneakers so much, or any other brands other than the big three, or really just the big two, Nike and Adidas. And I really think there's a lot of cool things out there for pretty affordable prices from other brands. And so to sort of prove that point, picked up a pair of Pumas that I thought were just awesome. Like, they're loud, they look pretty comfortable, and they really suit that dad shoe aesthetic. And I think in the last few models, the Pumas have really risen to the top as far as style goes. I mean, to me, there's not a lot of things cooler than the RSX or the RSO, but the RSX is like right there at the top. I mean, it's got all kinds of layers. They borrowed a few things that Adidas has done really well with the EQT line, with all those the layering. And then in addition to that, you can see that that sort of play on the RSX was so successful that there are things that even like the new Huaraches have borrowed some inspiration from, in my opinion. I mean, that may not be true, but these new Huaraches that have come out recently have a lot of synthetic layering and plastic pieces between the midsole and the upper that add a sort of dynamic to the sneaker that we really just haven't seen in the last few years, because of the cost of synthetic materials, meshes, and knits. So layering has kind of gone away, and I think Puma is sort of bringing that back in a creative way. And anyway, so without getting too much into that, without looking at the shoe, we'll get right into it. So I bought this off StockX. As you can see, this box is actually in pretty good shape relative to like the other shoe that I recently did a video on that I got from StockX. So I'm pretty excited about that. It's my first Puma that I bought, and like I was saying, I'm just really excited about all the Pumas that are out right now, so it probably won't be the last. So we'll get in there. StockX, tag, another thing here, hashtag StockX. Some instructions to maybe get my picture shared on there and stuff. So here's the sneaker. Man, it feels awesome. So this is the Thunder Spectra. It's got the little StockX authenticated tag on there, which is kind of funny because this is not a limited release, I should add. I bought these during Black Friday. StockX was doing a thing where if you buy a sneaker, they will you could win something. And so this was my sort of attempt at both getting a sneaker that I've wanted for a long time, but also trying to win something. And of course, what I won was half off of shipping, so that's pretty rad, I guess. Couple of things. One, I'm digging all the layering. I think they've taken a lot of inspiration from old layering shoes in the 90s, but really this sort of style has been legitimized by Kanye, so thank you, Kanye, for re-legitimizing the dad shoe style and bringing back layering. I mean, there's all different kinds of layers here. I mean, this must be like some kind of a synthetic leather, layered over synthetic layer, leather layered over, this feels kind of rubbery, this heel cap here, or counter cap, I guess, and there's some leather here. Even this is like a layer. The collar has an ankle guard. The tongue is layered. The lacelets I like when the lacelets are like this because it gives you different options for the style of lacing. Layer here to protect. This eyelet up here and the collar has a pretty, like, this is hard and sort of shiny, which is cool. Even the sole has different layers on it, so that's awesome. I'm not really sure what kind of material the sole is made out of, but this feels like a gum bottom, like it's a dark gum bottom, and then the sole, midsole is pretty soft, so I imagine this is going to be fairly comfortable. Insole seems pretty soft. Let's see, inside this shoe still has all the stuff in it, so this is supposed to be someone's dead stock. It's still got a sticker inside. Right in there's a sticker. So yeah, the laces are pretty cool, thick, not standard laces. I mean, I like the pattern that's on them. Really, I just like everything about this shoe. I like it that all the layering and all that stuff, but it still feels pretty light. I mean, it's got this mesh here, so I'm sure it's gonna breathe well. It's probably not a shoe that I'm gonna wear a whole bunch outdoors right now because it's still kind of wintry and wet here, but man, I really think Puma is stepping it up, more so than the other brands. I mean, Nike, it just keeps doing the same things. I mean, they're banking on our nostalgia for the 90s, and I mean that works for a lot of things, but you know, sometimes I just like to see something new and different, and I like to see that some of these other brands are really coming up. I mean, New Balance, Asics, and Puma are all putting out quality, awesome looking stuff, so I'm excited to see what's next. I'm excited to see if I can get my hands on a pair of RSX sneakers in the near future. I'm not really sure if I'm going to try to buy them on StockX or if I'm going to wait. I know that my city is having its first ever sneaker convention here pretty soon, so I'm pretty stoked on that right now. I wonder what I'm going to pick up there. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you want me to try to live stream that, and I will. But who knows? Maybe I'll just get some video of it and I'll kind of post a short little montage of it, because it's a pretty big thing, I think, for us to be doing that in this small city. Some things to note, this part of the midsole here is textured. I think that's kind of cool. I really like the speckledy pattern. That really breaks the monotony of all the other black, but this rubber cap is textured almost like elephant skin, and then the toe cap is smooth, matches this here, layered with the Puma logo, but this is pretty subtle. What's not subtle is the Puma on the heel tab there, but the Puma logo itself it's like the Adidas 3-stripe logo to me, where it's subtle. It curves well with the natural lines of your foot, so they can hide the logo pretty well, whereas like the 3 stripes, they can hide that in the patterns of the shoes, so I like that. I don't like that Nike branding is so bold and blatant. I like when they can be a little more subtle about it. So yeah, this is the Puma Thunder Spectra. Probably one of my favorite shoes this year, in addition to just some other, I mean, I've talked about several sneakers. Some of my other ones rank pretty high, so I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna put this to the test. I'm gonna wear it, and I'm gonna give you guys a pretty good review about what it's like in the long run. But this is just something that I'm glad to see happen again, is more layering, because it's not as cost effective, and really it's not as practical as the shoes these days. I mean, shoes like NMDs and Ultra Boost, where the only attempt at layering is really just in the little like highlight pieces in the sole and the midsole to the upper, because the whole thing is knit, so there's not a lot of layering that you can do. But you know, with mesh and stuff like that, they've done a lot of layering here that really sort of brings back that nostalgia, but it also just gives you something to look at, so it's exciting. This is an exciting sneaker. Anyway, be sure to like and subscribe. I still owe you guys some videos. There's a couple of reviews I've been really kind of procrastinating because I haven't been wearing the sneakers a lot recently because of the weather. But I've worn them enough that I think I can give you guys a pretty good idea about the kind of sneaker that they are. So be sure to like and subscribe, and I'm going to cut to some on-foot footage that I'm going to have my fiance film later today. So I will